We own a 2022 Keystone, Montana 3231CK. And about a week ago, we got a letter from Keystone saying that there is a recall on their Suburban range cooktops, which is what we have here. Evidently, there's a risk of a fire, and they're saying that it needs to be taken to a dealer and have the remedial work done to take care of the safety issue. And this is something that I got offline. It's the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration's safety recall report for the issue that they found. And it's affecting a number of different models that Keystone sells. And of the Montanas, there's over 5,000 of them that it affects. Total, there's about almost 11,000 trailers that this is affecting. So I wanted to give you a quick view of what the wiring setup is on my trailer before the work was done, or is going to be done. And the wires that they're saying they're going to disconnect, basically they're going to cut these two wires here and cap them off, and then there's two other wires coming in on this side, which are just from 12-volt wires coming from the battery. These are not 110. These are all low voltage 12-volt systems. And this wire here that is coming from the back goes to the switch here, so they will be disabling this switch, so you won't even have this switch anymore. Because right now when you flip it up, you get backlights on the three knobs, and when you flick it down, those lights come on, and then you also get the stove light come on, and when it's in the middle, it shuts them off. Something I did notice several months ago, I came into the trailer, this switch was off, all these knobs were in the off position, and this backlight was glowing red. So anytime you turn any of these on, the backlight comes on, whether the switch is off or the switch is on. So this knob here, switch was off, but it was on. So the knob was not turned on, it was off. I popped this open and I can actually touch a wire back here and that red light comes on. I can't do it with any of the other ones. You know, I've tried messing with the wires behind these other ones and they don't do that. So something's odd about this one, that I can just flick one of the little black wires on the back side and it turns the red LED light on. And their explanation is it's decided that the vehicles in the recall population with the Suburban Stoves, the circuit boards, or the printed circuit board, PCBs, are not fully coated, and the lack of adequate coating in the connection passages between the layers of PCBs can allow liquid from the cooktop, so if you spill something while you're cooking, to accumulate, which could result in a short circuit, resulting in failure of the PCB. And if the PCB fails, it can become overheated, and the polyethylene cover of the lights can melt and possibly ignite, causing a fire. And then the description of the cause: the PCBs did not have the correct amount of coating to properly seal the circuit board from contamination. The LED light backlights of the cooktop knobs can remain on even when they're in the off position, which is what I found a couple months ago. The LED backlight can come on and stay illuminated at random, which is pretty much what was going on. So we are in the process of selling this trailer right now, and we got a replacement trailer already. It's a 2023 Montana, which also has the same issue with this Suburban Stove. We picked the trailer up yesterday from the dealer, and the dealer had done the repair work on the recall, and I'm going to show you what the repair actually looks like. Okay, now we're in our 2023 Montana, and this is the stove in question, and this is after the repairs were done by the dealer per the manufacturer's instructions. They didn't make up the fix on how to take care of this. This came very detailed to them from Keystone. So what they did is, on this side here, the two red wires that I showed you on mine, they were just cut. These were capped, and then these two are just left bare. Not sure what these two are coming from. I'm assuming there's power down there. and I'm not sure where they're going to. And then these wires on this side, they were cut and capped, and they also came from the heavier gauge 12-volt wire. It almost looks like they may have just pulled the wires out, unless they just cut these and then put new caps on them. I'm not sure what they did. And so then these have been terminated. And then as far as the switch goes, the switch is gone. It's replaced with a plastic plug. So you do not have any light functions, no backlights on your knobs. There's no white or red. You don't have a stove light anymore. And I don't think that's right. I don't think that's a proper way to fix this. I think they need to replace the PCB on the back side of these knobs so it's functional. We didn't buy it this way. We didn't want a stove with no lights. The red light is actually a really nice safety feature for us. You can always tell when your burner is on because that glows red if you have this switch in the on position, or really anytime you turn the knob it turns red whether this is on or off. And it's really nice and functional to have a light in your stove because it's, you know, it's hard to see in there. So for Keystone, I'm not sure how they came up with the fix. If it came from Suburban, if it came from Keystone, or who. I did look up Suburban, and they're owned by Air Excel, and Air Excel is owned by Thor. And you probably know that Keystone is also owned by Thor. So I'm sure it came down from a person at Thor just saying, what's the cheapest, quickest way we can do this without spending very much money. And right now they're paying the dealers a half-hour labor to fix this, and they're supplying them with a little 10-cent plastic plug. And then the owners are sort of getting the short end of the stick because they're not getting a nice stove and cooktop. These Montanas, they're not cheap. You know, they're called luxury RVs for a reason. And to come up with a fix like that, I just don't think that's acceptable. So what do you think? I was going to send them a letter, send them an email, talk to whoever. It probably won't go anywhere. But yeah, it doesn't seem right. So if you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. And I'll see you on the next one.